Tier 8. Oh, Tier 8 is actually kind of one of my least favorite tiers, and it's all because of the overpowered premiums and the amount of sweaty divisions you run into. But I still have some favorite ships of it, and I'd love to know your favorite ships in the comment section down below for Tier 8. You can follow along with the categories or make your own, whatever you want. I've got my notes right here for my Tier 8 ships. Let me know, and I'll be chatting with all of you down below on what your favorite ships of Tier 8 are. And let me know if you're a fan of the Tier 8 area. I'm not the biggest fan. I'd rather play Tier 10. I'd rather play Tier 7 even, or even 5 type of idea. Heck, sometimes 9, sometimes better if you're in a good one. But to me, 8 sometimes just has those moments where it's just so much sweat. And that somehow even 10's better than that. I don't know. Maybe it's just my experience. I'd love to know in the comment section down below, along with your favorite ships. So let's go over Tier 8. Now, in the past, if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I would have said basically I don't have a favorite, but if I had to, I'd play the Cucaracha, the Cossack. A new ship came in, and it's called the Black Lightning. The Black Lightning is an absolute upgrade over the regular Lightning. You get rapid reload on it, and just the entire package. It's like the Black Amalfi. It's just one of those things where it gives that right upgrade that just makes that ship that's already pretty good that much better. And come on, you get an extra set of torps compared to the Cossack, and yeah, you get one less gun, but those torps just help out so much. And the Lightning's already a pretty good class. I didn't thoroughly enjoy it when I'd grind it, or ground it out, I should say. But overall, the Black Lightning is a solid upgrade. If you can pick it up, I would highly suggest it. And as you can tell here, I actually just noticed that I only have one non-premium ship. Well, that's the Tier 8 meta, ain't it? That's just kind of looking at it, I was like, man, I normally strive to have at least some non-premiums on here. And on to the next category, which is DD with a Citadel. And the DD with a Citadel that I enjoy the most is the Black Harbin. This thing is just a straight up better DD at everything for any Tier 8 DD. Anything you want to do, the Black Harbin can do. It's got regular smoke and regular torpedoes. And all the guns of Harbin, torpedo reload, everything. It's... Why wargaming? This is borderline war crime, especially if you have a good commander. A legendary commander makes this thing even more nutso. Oh my god. Black Harbin is an absolute menace to Tier 8. If you can pick it up in the shipyard or anything like that, pick that stuff up. It is absolutely nuts. Just being able to shoot off regular torpedoes instead of deep water and have all the capabilities. Oh, and by the way, you get regular smoke? Yeah, no, that's... Nah, Black Harbin, disgusting. The light cruiser of this area is the DZP. I know, right? Surprise, surprise! Who knew? I know. It's dastardly amounts of fun, but it's an amount of fun that even though in the right hands DZP can be just absolutely nuts, it requires you to use those airstrikes pretty often. Like, the guns are good, but they're not that good. So to me, whenever I even lose to a good DZP player, you can generally still outsmart them in certain ways. And it kind of at least gets that skilled feeling where you go, hey, you know what? Yeah, I lost. But I did what I could to dodge that effort. So it doesn't feel like it's like heat-seeking missiles like dive bombers hitting you and everything like that. It's like, hey, that person actually has the skill and they did the right thing. Skill beat my lack of skill in this situation. I'm fine with that. And that's why I was like, I love the DZP. It is an absolute monster at Tier 8. And it's got great AA overall. It's got good solid guns, good solid support skills, everything like that. And then on top of it, it's got those airstrikes, which are just, they can be annoying, but you can miss. And that can harm you, and that can prevent you from getting high damage games and everything like that. So it requires that skill to bring it out, so you don't feel so just, you don't hate it as much. You don't. Because it's just, you respect it type of idea if you lose to it, at least in my opinion. For heavy cruisers. For heavy cruisers, actually, there's not many good heavy cruisers at Tier 8. I'm just going to say that right now. There aren't. But, new kid on the block, the Oregon City. This thing is oddly fun. I almost went with the Black Cow and everything like that, but it's like basically a DD with a Citadel on that one. And there's a few other ones that I enjoy, I do. But the Oregon City was a complete surprise. It was a complete shock out of everyone. We looked at the skills, we kind of wrote it off. And then the more we played it, the more we played with the accuracy and everything, we were like, oh my god, this thing is a skill cannon. It's a very solid skill cannon. It's not grossly like overpowered or anything, but it's a fun time. No alcohol required. None at all. But the Oregon City, and by the way, that wasn't like joking. I was just like, you don't need it, but I just wanted to quench my thirst for 100 proof bourbon and such. But the Oregon City, I just really thoroughly enjoyed it. It promotes and really teaches you good skill on shooting. It's a sleeper. I hope that they eventually fix the tracers on it. That's what I do. That's what I hope. For battle cruisers, surprising, almost no one. Absolutely no one, at least in my opinion. The Vanguard. The Vanguard is what I want the Conqueror to feel like. What I want even the Thunderer to feel like. I want these ships to be nimble like the Vanguard. What the Vanguard can do, and a lot of people don't know, Vanguard has a very special capability. You can run concealment on there, and that's probably the more meta route. What you also can do is run double rudder. And what that double rudder does is absolutely disgusting. Because now you bring it, I think it's down to like 8-second traverse time. So from one side to the other, you're already turning. Basically, oh, and by the way, you have sonar as well. So DDs don't hit you. The only way they hit you is because you weren't paying attention. Like that, or obviously they're like maybe rushing you and everything like that. Which even when they're rushing you, you have good HE. You have good AP. Like, it just does everything. It's a perfect battle cruiser role as a battleship. Its guns are great. Its maneuverability is fantastic. Its skills are just perfect for it. It's not one of the top 8s. It's not. It's just one of those, if I want to have a good solid time at tier 8, I'm picking this. I'm picking this up because it is absolutely just a overall solidly fun ship for tier 8. I know there's a decent amount of battle cruisers, I would say, at tier 8 that are fairly good and such, just because they've got good guns, good mobility. I've got 2 actually in honorable mentions here, but I actually, let's just go over those because they're right there, and no, I'll do it all at the end because I've got a cruiser in there as well that I wanted to talk about. But Vanguard, absolutely, it's a solid package. Pick it up. It's also a little bit historical, as it's one of the last battleships ever built, so you got that historical value on there too. So, but for battleships, everyone's like, well, you got the Atlantico. What else is up there that's really good? We got the Roma. We got the Richie. Yeah, Borodino is mine. This ship is the definition of skill cannon at tier 8. And a lot of people might be going, you sure about that? You sure? No, this thing is absolutely atrociously powerful. With only 6 guns, and then 2 secondaries, people kind of write it off, and then they don't notice that the 2 secondaries are Nevsky guns, and they've got the Nevsky accuracy. Like, these are not bad. Like, you can literally gun people down with your secondaries alone. Is it slow? Yeah. But at the same time, you need to finish someone off with like 8 kilometers range. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why is the Borodino this freaking good? It's absolutely nuts, though. I don't know. It's such a good package, and a lot of people don't realize this. It's actually some of the hardest hitting AP in the game too, for its guns and everything like that. Like, it legitimately sometimes beats out bigger guns at tier 10. I don't get it. I really don't. But yeah, the Borodino, it's an absolute menace of a sniper. It's got radar 3. It's got pretty decent AA, but its secondaries, its main guns, a lot of people just write it off. And they forget about add a little bit of skill, know where to shoot with those guns, especially the Russian guns. You lay in deck, you're hitting citadels, you're having a good time. It's a dastardly fun bow tanking ship, and basically it completely removed my Richie from ever needing to be played ever again. Like, that's how good, in my opinion, the Borodino is. Absolute fantastic battleship. In the honorable mentions area of this, I'll be doing at the end because I got a mixed bag here. So honorable mentions, the Black Vittorio Veneto. The Black Vittorio Veneto is an absolute blast of a ship. And what it does is it offers a very unique, sneakier playstyle to the regular Veneto. And I find that much more interesting than the regular Veneto. Regular Veneto, yeah, of course, it's got that typical battleship style and everything, but the Black Vittorio Veneto is much more of a battlecruiser style. You're sneaking up on people, you're dumping a bunch of damage in with that rapid reload, and then you're just kind of skirting away and having fun. And with that, I know technically the Roma should be in this honorable mention, but the Roma's so old, everyone knows about it. I don't really need to. I've mentioned it. Here you go. There you go. I've mentioned it. Now I've accidentally mentioned it and everything. Next up, the Champagne. The Champagne is another battlecruiser type of style that just, if you're a good shot, you're going to enjoy the Champagne. This thing just goes around the map, does whatever it wants, just constantly shooting at everything. And people forget, get close to it. Dare you. This thing's secondaries are nasty. It's not going to beat an Atlantico, I know. But you're in a cruiser and you forget. You know, let's say you're in a cruiser without torpedoes and a Champagne starts barreling down on you. Run. Those secondaries are nasty. It's not Flange's level, but it is getting close to that, and Champagne will then also be citadeling the crap out of you and doing everything horrible things with those amazingly accurate guns. And then finally, I wanted to add in what seems to be actually the only non-premium that I'm talking about in this list. I know there's a few. Let me know, of course, in your list down below what non-premiums you enjoy at tier 8. But I have to talk about the Cleveland. And I run a funny build on the Cleveland, and a lot of people go, hey, that's not cool. Like, that's not cool at all. Because I run Halsey. Cleveland is an oddly tanky light cruiser, and when you make the oddly tankiness at low health with Halsey on it, I still need to get a clip of it. I've done it occasionally, and of course, not recording and such, but it does some stupid damage. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fun, but the overall suite that Cleveland gives you, it is such a fantastic boat that it kind of spoils you for the tier 9. I did not particularly like the Seattle. I like the Worcester and everything, but the Seattle is just a super solid tier 8, and it's almost always welcome on any team. It's great at taking out DDs. It just mauls other cruisers if they get anywhere close to 6-7 kilometers. It just destroys it, and then battleships just see shells coming from the other side of an island, and they're just like, motherfucker, and they're just getting set on fire. Everything. It just does everything. The Cleveland is such a fantastic boat. And then, of course, you per se use it as like just you put a legendary commander there and you put it, per se, Halsey on the Buffalo. Or eventually, maybe I'll eventually acquire the Salem or anything like that. But that is it's just sending love at a faster rate. I absolutely love it. But let me know, of course, your ships down below. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully you all are having a good time with this series. I will see you all in the comment section seeing what your favorite ships are. Let me know if you like my favorite list or you have a different favorite list that, hey, these are the reasons why. Maybe I'll go visit one of those ships again and enjoy it. Who knows? We'll find out. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and thank you all for the love and support. Peace.
Penetration! The Emperor blesses us this day! Armor yourself in faith. No.